Hero Club presents Los Ingobernables de Tokusatsu.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Los Ingobernables de Tokusatsu. This is actually episode 32, which last week I kept calling 31, 32, but nevertheless, this is your actual episode 32, and I'm your host, Wheelchair Freaking 21, and joining me technically as always now is the Sound Out 12, or at least until Janitor Joker comes back, which means he got fired from his job or quit. So Sound Out, what are you doing today?
Well, let's see. I'm here on a podcast contemplating the meaning of life and the future of the world as we know it.
That sounds like a logical explanation of why you're even on Lit to begin with. And we're going to actually be joined this week by a special guest. It is none other than the VisibleNinja this time around.
I guess so.
Yes, indubitably. We brought on the VisibleNinja for this episode. Originally, we were saving him for a couple of episodes from now, but, we brought him on this time because we're like, screw it. We need an extra voice this week because the topic we're going to be talking about on our Lit List discussion for today, since, we're going to actually give a little bit of a preview to that, is we're going to be talking about a bit about the Santa Claus in, Super Sentai, because how Santa Claus works is kind of weird. He is. It's interesting. It's going to be kind of crazy. And we also have an extra fallback discussion in case, that discussion actually runs a little short, which may be battles in snow, or your favorite snow-themed battles, or wintry-themed battles, or yada yada yada. You get the gist of what I'm saying. Nevertheless, though, on our Lit List this week, besides the Sentai topics, they are going to be on the update to the Garo anime and live-action series. We also have 2 Ultraman productions coming soon, as well as Super Sentai artisan Juan Tiger. In addition, we will be talking a little bit about some of the recent figure arts and Tamashii releases. But let's start off first with the Garo news. I'm going to pass it over to Sound Out, since I actually got confused because I thought we originally didn't cover all the news, but we actually did, but Darkon mistitled it. And nevertheless, Sound Out. Tell us more about the new Garo productions coming soon.
So, Garo is going to be having a hell of a year in 2018. We currently have Garo Vanishing Line, which is the 3rd anime series, which will be running through 2018 as far as we know. Don't see why it wouldn't be. And coming out January 6th, we have the Garo Kami no Kiba film, which is coming out in January 6th, 2018 in Japanese theaters. This continues off from Garo Goldstorm Show, which means it features Ryuga as Garo and his supporting cast, including the return of Jinga, who is played by Masahiro Inoue, who was Kamen Rider Decade. Speaking of Jinga, the next live-action Garo TV series has been announced to be a Jinga series titled Garo Kami no Kiba Jinga. So presumably this is either going to be a prequel to the movie or a sequel, maybe a prequel to explain how he came back or something along those lines. This is going to be kind of taking over the last series, which was Zero Dragon Blood. This is just Jinga. Probably going to be 12 to 13 episodes, I imagine, instead of a full 25. The spin-offs usually run shorter. In addition to that, we finally got some more confirmation on the Raiga Garo film, because they've said for a while now that they're going to do a film sequel for Raiga, which is Koga Garo's son, following from Makai no Hana, and Garo Yuena no Tabito will be coming out sometime in 2018. They haven't gotten a specific date for that yet, but that should be cool for those that actually did enjoy Makai no Hana and Raiga. Lastly, the biggest news is something that most people didn't see coming, and that Garo Crimson Moon is going to be getting an anime film sequel. Well, presumably a sequel. It should be, based on how Garo works. Garo Crimson Moon, for those who don't know, is the 2nd Garo anime series. Took place in the Heian period of Japan, and it featured a very different kind of Garo show. It's a lot brighter, a lot lighter of a tone, and it doesn't feature as many horrors. It features more fallen Makai alchemists, and ended up centering equally screen time between the Garo, the series Raiko, as well as a Makai alchemist known as Seimei. The series only lasted 23 episodes with a special OVA on Blu-ray. So for those that really like the show, including myself, I didn't like it at first, but after watching it, I found it to be really enjoyable. Not necessarily as a good fit for Garo, but as a series on its own. and it did kind of end abruptly. It didn't really have a good wrap-up for the characters, and with the unpopularity of Garo Crimson Moon, I was totally expecting it not to see any further productions. But the fact that we are getting a Garo Crimson Moon anime film in 2018 is awesome, and it does keep consistent with Garo Hono no Kokin, the first anime series, getting the movie Garo Divine Flame a couple years after its run. So this is great, and who knows, maybe we'll possibly see a film sequel for Garo Vanishing Line.
I want a Vanishing Line sequel. That's all I want right now. Give me more Vanishing Line.
Even though the show's not over yet.
Exactly. Just give me one. I don't give a fuck. Just give me a Vanishing Line sequel.
Because think about this. Like, Vanishing Line is already beautifully animated on a weekly TV show. Imagine what that team could do with a movie budget.
Exactly. I mean, it's already done well. It's amazing. And the fact that, Decade's getting his own series kind of piques my interest to maybe go back to watching Garo, since, they kind of lost me with that season, I think, that he initially starred in, if I recall correctly.
Oh, yeah, the Cold Storm show was when he first appeared.
Yeah, so whichever one is the one with, I think, it's Ryuga, right? That's, I think, the one that made me just go, you know what, fuck it, I'm out. I think that was the one that made me, like...
because Ryuga was a departure from the main Koga storyline.
Exactly, and it was like, if you're not even going to follow the bloodline, why do I even bother?
Yeah, I think that was the transition point for the series, where it was like, it's not going to be direct relations for those that are Garo, and this may be alternate timelines or whatever. There's a whole podcast on Garo's continuity.
Also, I watched one of the more recent trailers, and it got really too heavily action-oriented, where I didn't know if I was watching, like, one of those Chinese wushu, like, sci-fi films, or I was watching, some Chinese wushu sci-fi film rather than a Tokusatsu series, because it just got so CG, crazy wire works and stuff.
That's the director's fault.
Oh, yeah.
The director's a martial arts director.
I know, it just got really weird. Like, it felt more, mainland Hong Kong, Asia, China kind of feel, rather than what we normally are used to with the Garo series. But I guess, again, the Garo series kind of has evolved into this weird teen, young adult-oriented, fast-paced action, rather than being, like, the subtle, you wait for the action at the end of the episode. There's, like, action everywhere, action, and darkness everywhere. No parents. VisibleNinja.
Darkness, no parents.
VisibleNinja, any thoughts from you? Nothing?
Well, I do have thoughts. Interesting that we'll be getting another kind of little side story series. I enjoyed the Zero one, so be interested to see where this new one goes. And really, more Garo movies, not a bad thing. It's, even if they are animes, and other than Vanishing Line, I haven't really been a huge fan of the Garo animes. I'll admit that. Like, Vanishing Line is the first of them that I've actually been interested in, but hey, it's not a bad thing, and hey, who knows? I still might check them out.
Alright, so now we're going to move over to our actual Ultraman news. So first off, we actually now have the full working title for the Ultraman Geed movie. It's called Ultraman Geed, the movie Connect the Wishes. That's pretty much all it says. And we do know that we are going to have a few new castmates in this film, such as Yuki Morikari, who is a guest star as Ari Higa. She's going to be like a tour guide in this film, as well as there may be a cameo appearance for May J, who is performing the theme song and film. Now, the only thing we know roughly about this film is that Geed's getting a new form. It will give him like his own version of the Giga Battlenizer, as well as he'll be teaming up with Ultraman Orb, as well as Jugless Juggler with Ultraman Zero, to actually fight the things that has been sending Galactatrons to Earth since Ultraman Orb has been airing. Like, pretty much, this has been like a weird, subtle subplot where Galactatrons are just being sent to Earth. No one knows who's been sending it, but now we're going to find out, like, the actual AI unit that went berserk and thought that the best thing is to go to every parallel universe and just wipe out humanity. But I know no one really here is interested in Ultraman Geed, so I can just jump to the next point of news. Yeah. The next Ultraman news is that Ultraman Orb is receiving a Chronicle series. It's pretty much just a compilation series that compresses down the original series, the Amazon exclusive series, the Ultra Fight miniseries, and the Ultraman Orb movie, and will try to represent it in less than 25 episodes or more. Just to run from January till summer, when they're going to air the next Ultraman series that will, be the successor to Geed. And pretty much that's all one can really expect, is that If we haven't seen the Amazon Prime series yet, you can probably at least see some of the footage there in this show. However, I'm pretty sure TV Neon has been slowly working on releasing the Origin series, so if anyone's trying to still see it compared to all the other productions, go check them out. I mean, you have Crunchyroll for the main show, the Amazon Prime exclusive fan subbed, you have the Ultra Fight series fan subbed, and you have the Ultraman Orb movie fan subbed, so everything's practically done for the general market to consume. And one of our last tidbits of news before we talk about the figures that are going to go up for pre-order during the recording of this episode is we have the freaking Super Sentai Artisan Gosei Sentai Dire Ranger Deluxe Wand Tiger. Now this thing is pretty marvelous. It's pretty spectacular due to the fact that it's practically the original deluxe toy, but they reincorporated parts of it to feature a part of the Legacy line in it to actually give it real elbow articulation. Like, I mean legitimate elbow articulation where it doesn't screw up and make it look more like gorilla arms like the original toy had. This is going to be released through Premium Bandai for 14,400 yen, and it's set to release next summer.
Released.
Yeah, that's its scheduled release date, right? Is August 2018.
That's the thing. It just like with the Super Sentai Artisan Dyrano, it's not up for order, it's up for application, which means you have to put in a basic, there's like a form that you fill out that says, oh, if this product gets made, I will buy it. And there has to be 2,000 applications submitted for it to be produced. And if 2,500 applications get submitted, they'll include the Wand Tiger summoning jewel.
That's nuts. Also, by any chance, guys, do you know that the real grade Banshee Noir is up for sale, as well as the Cosmos Galaxy build thing? It's up for pre-order.
I will go have a look.
Okay, well, you can go pre-order that right now since I warned you of your stuff. Also, there's high grades of Pacific Rim model kits coming out now, too. Great. Anyways, as I got us slightly off track, the Wand Tiger, though, like, I'm interested in it, even though I'm not going to be able to afford it.
Here's the funny thing, is this is where I'm going to come from a different perspective, because I went all in on Dyrano and ended up ordering one, and I'll be getting that in March. The period to request Wand Tiger is from November 24th to March 30th. So that'll be presumably after Dyrano comes out, which is kind of smart. It's currently at 1,500 applications after, I think, 5 days. So it's not going as fast as Dyrano, where Dyrano gathered 2,500 applications in less than 24 hours. But it's definitely getting closer to that goal. And if it's got a few months to go, it'll make it for sure. I'm pretty sure at this point. For me personally, I went all in on Dyrano because I saw a ton of new changes that made an overall nicer version of it. Looking at Wand Tiger, I'm not feeling as there's much useful upgrades that are going to benefit me, especially for the price it's at. So I'm probably most likely 99.9% certain, unless I hit the lottery, I'm just not going to get Wand Tiger.
All right, then. And so we're pretty much indecisive about the whole Wand Tiger thing because, it's highly priced, really nuts, and
he does come with backdrops for him and Dyrano's finisher moves.
That sounds pretty sexy,
which is cool.
I'm not going to lie about that. That sounds pretty hot.
It's pretty neat. Personally, I would never have space to use them, but it's still pretty cool.
Nevertheless, as I was going to segue that into actual, items of Tamashii brand products that are coming out, tonight for order. One, we already have the Shinshoko Seiho Garo, which is premium Bandai. It's almost $100, so you have to go through a middleman to get that. All right, good for you. We also have SH Monster Arts Godzilla against Mechagodzilla's Godzilla 2002. We also have SH Figure Arts Ultraman Jack: The Return of Ultraman, and Shinshoko Seiho Kamen Rider Double Fang Joker. What are your guys' thoughts on those three releases, technically, or four, coming out? Set for, April, May of next year, Metal?
Yeah, I'll go first. Garo, that thing looks hella gangsta as heck, all the freaking bling bling, and, it's also ungodly expensive, but hey, like I said, all that bling bling. Kiro Goji, hell yes, I'm actually waiting for the pre-orders to go live here in about an hour and a half from recording. So, and Fang Joker. Yeah, the Senchaku Seiho actually does look pretty awesome. I do have to admit. The Senchaku Seiho double figures have been pretty damn cool. So Fang Joker looks pretty good.
Sana, you want to go next or no? Yes, no, no, yes, no.
Nothing I'm ordering is Tokusatsu related because I'm looking at ordering the Digivolving Spirits Anjouman from her American distribution. I found that the large size of those boxes, it's not kind to shipping. So I've kind of switched up my tactic there, but I'll be definitely getting that Anjouman. Always wanted a Digivolving Anjouman. And now it's finally happening. I'm really, really excited about it.
All right, as for me, I'm probably going to skip not Mechagodzilla, but the Kurosaga Godzilla right now. I'm probably going to pass on that, only because I want to get Ultraman Jack, and I want to get the Seiho Fang Joker more, and I realize that shipping those won't be as bad as shipping just, Godzilla alone. So, it's like lesser of two evils. They're a little bit more pricier than Mechagodzilla Kiru, but I'm thinking with the shipping, it would be the same if I was to just get Godzilla with his shipping on top. So it's like, I'd rather get two for the price of one than one for the price of two. And the fact is, the Seiho double line is so much better than the actual original released figure arts. Like, I have some of them. They look like they're supposed to be anime characters, but they're not. They're not. They're just weird, and it's just odd, And I never really liked them. I mean, like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, they had a very lanky mold, the original designs.
The old figure arts up until about like mid 2011 were going for a pseudo anime style to everything, which is why a lot of those older figures are a lot thinner and a lot more lanky. And there was a transition where Bandai was like, yeah, we're going to go more photorealistic with our figure arts and make them more look like the suits, which is why I have amazing things like the Amazon's figure arts and the Seiho line, like nowadays. But back then it was like, yeah, we're going to go for a subtle anime style to it, which is why things like Figure Arts Hana look really weird.
But then with VisibleNinja, I'm pretty sure, as you said, you're just looking forward to getting the Gunpla you just probably pre-ordered after I told you the, exam system is up for order.
Maybe.
I mean, I want to pre-order this little bastard. Because, what is it? I said to you last night or a couple of weeks ago on Ninja Talks Gundam, I was like, I want an exam system. I don't care what y'all do. I need an exam system. Give me the exam system. I need it. I need it now.
I need real grade Banshee in my life.
I bet you went and pre-ordered it, didn't you? You did it, didn't you?
Without a job, no, but I'm definitely getting it when it comes out.
All right. Nevertheless, though, we're going to now transition over to our frickin' discussion for this week. All right, and now it's time to talk about freaking Santa Claus in Super Sentai, because there's actually a weird narrative that actually stems back probably almost, 20, no, not 20 years, but all the way since Kaku Ranger, I would believe, is the correct term.
That's been about 20 years.
20 years, yeah, so since 20 years, starting with Kaku Ranger, they created a kind of a weird, crazy lore that even I kind of forgot was created via Kaku Ranger. I remember it being created in Bokenger, because I probably just didn't watch that episode of Kaku Ranger when I first started watching Sentai back in, like, 04 to 06. So, Santa, why don't you bring us up to speed with Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds about Santa Claus and Sentai?
Well, Santa Claus and Sentai, we've had a few appearances over the years by just straight up Santa Claus, played by different actors each time, naturally. And sometimes we've had imposter monsters that are being imposters for Santa Claus, which I think is kind of an interesting concept as well. But the most interesting part about Super Sentai is that despite having a quote-unquote continuity, a lot of Sentai shows don't interact very well. Except there's one series that managed to connect all of these Santa appearances from past, present, and future, and that was Engine Sentai Go-Onger's Christmas World. Because in Go-Onger they talk about the different worlds, like there's Human World and Engine World and Western World, etc. Not West World, but Western World. It's like the kid-friendly version of Westworld. And Christmas World is one of those, and it's entirely populated by Santa Clauses who can travel through time, can travel to different locations, and can travel to different universes. So basically, anytime we've seen a Santa Claus in Super Sentai, it's a Santa from Christmas World.
Which makes total sense. Okay.
In the logic of Super Sentai continuity, it does make sense.
Yeah, especially when we get to one of our favorite Santas, right? Wheelchair miniskirt Santa.
Oh, you mean Eve, which is none other than Naomi or Mana.
She counts.
Yeah,
she counts.
She is from Santa Claus World, allegedly, from the Sentai, Go-Onger's universe. They allegedly state. Oh no, she's straight up from Christmas World. Or if I recall, I think Eve stated in Go-Onger originally that she's not from Christmas World, but like Christmas Island or some bullshit like that.
It's you try not to think too much about it.
We're gonna think hard.
No, but she's our favorite because she's Rina Akiyama and because dad ass, but yeah.
And don't forget, Crazy Love Triangle.
Oh, Saturine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boken Pink.
Who's wrecked now? But all right.
Hey, go to your corner. Go to the corner.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, like for freaking since Kaku Ranger, they've got a lore. It's kind of funny because, like, I completely forgot it even existed because it's Kaku Ranger. Some people sometimes forget what the hell goes on until Shout Factory actually released it on DVD. Dun dun dun. No, but seriously,
yes,
it was released.
Santa is officially in America for the first time ever.
Besides, Saban Brands is Santa. Santa's.
Oh, you mean alternate universe Lobster?
Yeah, kind of, because if you think about it, there's the same Santa Claus was the same one used for Mask Rider, VR Troopers, and MMPR, but then Dino Charge to freaking Ninja Steel is allegedly the same actor, I think. So it's two different universes?
Dino Charge is a separate universe from Ninja Steel. And the actor that played Santa in Dino Charge is the same actor that played a mob boss in RPM. And since RPM is an alternate universe to Dino Charge...
Oh, yeah, that's right!
Theory,
he is the mob boss that I think was. He wanted to kill Ziggy, right?
Yeah.
And so his Dino Charge... So because multiverse theory works out the fact that everybody exists on every alternate universe, his existence on the Dino Charge universe is as Santa Claus.
Which is ironic because, Tsukasa passed through. He would obviously say, I remember that one time you were a gangster. He'd be like, what do you mean? I am always a gangster. I'm Santa Claus. No, I mean like the killing kind. Ooh. I bet he gets cold.
Well, it makes sense, just like how there's an entire city at the North Pole.
Oh, God. Which one was that one from? Was that supposed
Kaku
to be?
Ranger.
Oh, yeah, that's still the Kaku
Ranger. There's an entire city filled with Santa Clauses, and they even have their own Sentai team. Santa Sentai Claus Ranger.
Yeah, which is kind of weird, since allegedly they're also a part of the world, or they're not a part of the world, or maybe they're the hub that connects to that world. Maybe it's like, just like there's a portal there that connects to that world to explain what the North Pole really is.
Wild math guessing,
It's
man.
like their version of Stargate. You just go
or
to the
what
actual
if that
portal.
is where Christmas World was created? That it started there.
So it started there,
and
and that it
itself up into
oh
its
my
own
God.
world.
That would be ludicrous. That would be amazing.
You never know.
Wait, but here's the thing, though. Now, are these other worlds technically in other dimensions? Because wouldn't that mean, like, the Varam or whatever had to have conquered them at one point?
The only one that's definitely established is, like, in the Go-Onger lore with the brain worlds, where they do establish it as, like, a separate parallel universe, but obviously all the others are they don't mention that shit, so...
Like, that's the weird thing, because, like, that's like Sound Out says, the continuity is kind of skewed with Sentai. So it's like, if the Varam have conquered so many parallel universes and dimensions, doesn't that mean they would have came across at least the other worlds that the Go-Ongers talk about?
You would think they would have, like Magic World and Junk World, so yeah, you'd think so.
Maybe they picked up, what's-his-face from Junk World, what is it, Silva? No, Silva's not from Bioman, right? And Gray, Gray.
Silva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gray is from actually Jetman. Because for some reason once in a blue moon I actually forget Gray is from Jetman and I switch him with Silva for some freaking reason. I don't know why I do that. Is it just because they're freaking?
That
like,
was a joke in Akiba Ranger as well, so you're not the only one.
Yeah. So okay, even Akiba Ranger establishes people fuck that one up, which is astonishing.
Yep.
And then, like as Sound says, aside from having, a world, or as Metal says, a city at the North Pole, there's so many, imposters. And the first one was ironically from Goggle 5, a series that recently just got finished subbed. And the irony of this, Sound Out, it's in episode 6.
Well, that's hella early.
I know, and his name is Hell Mask.
That.
Hell Mask is a heel wrestler that dresses up as Santa Claus.
Makes sense.
The love of a villainous
guess.
wrestler. Yeah, I know. Like, I was watching some of it. I did not watch the entire thing. But now I'm, like, completely intrigued to go watch episode 6 just to understand what the hell is going on, that they're talking about the heel wrestler known as Hell Mask. And how
It could be the only good thing about Goggle 5.
I don't know. I like the ending.
I don't like anything about Goggle 5.
I like the theme song.
I don't like anything about Goggle 5.
What a hater. You're a hater, Sound Out.
I love all 40 actual Super Sentai. Goggle 5 doesn't count.
Come on now. We know the one that doesn't count is a Kiba Ranger. Come on now, fam.
They're not a numbered Sentai, are they?
That's the joke. They're unofficial, so they don't account.
Yeah, they never count. Goggle 5 gets to sit next to them on the bus as they leave my life.
Aw. Mean. You're so mean, man.
I'm sorry, Goggle 5 was a cheap production and it shows.
Yeah, it kind of does show at times.
That's what bothers me, because, like, the previous series and the series that followed it look way better than it. So I'm like, well, they just cheaped out for a season because they lost the Marvel contract.
Oh yeah, and then the one in Mega Ranger is kind of stupid. You know what it is? It's the episode where in America for the Psycho Ranger arc, Cassie couldn't use her voice, so Silver dresses up as a clown. Well, in this version, he dresses up as Santa to distract the Neji Rangers.
So you guys, Mega Silver is secretly from Christmas World.
No, he's not. He's actually secretly from freaking B-Fighter Kabuto.
Makes sense to me.
And Metal
Okay, not really.
And Metal knows that reference because he's the one who reminded me that he was Beat Stag or whatever.
Yeah.
He was I forget what his term was, but he was Stag or whatever in Metal Hero and in B Fighter. So if anyone
Always
doesn't know,
remember the continuity error Gokaiger brought up.
Which one?
The one where they showed Dragon Ranger as part of the Dead Rangers, even though we saw him resurrected as a different person to live a happy life with a girlfriend that conveniently ran into 5 Sentai teams fighting monsters.
But wouldn't you just want to say that really he's just like the issue with Kenji Oba, how there's just multiple versions of him?
Yeah, but why would there be multiple versions of Burai where one's a random civilian?
Because
it makes it so much. It's so much cooler.
Because I was gonna say because Burai was also another previous Senshi.
Well, yeah, but those are Senshi. Like, we don't count random civilians in this.
We don't count random civilians. It's obviously a reincarnation scheme, Wheelz.
Clearly, like, Burai went through so much crap, and so he got, like, Daijujin presented him with a new life of happiness and prosperity.
Maybe. I mean, maybe.
Which is why he was there when the other Jew Rangers were there. But didn't become Dragon Ranger because he didn't have the powers anymore because he was meant to live a happy life without conflict.
Yeah, but how would he... You know what? It's confusing. We don't talk about Super Sentai World and Kamen Rider World because of how ludicrous it gets.
Kamen Rider World makes more sense.
It kind of does, unlike Kamen... Wait, did you say Kamen Rider World makes more sense or Super Sentai World?
Kamen Rider World makes more sense because it's just like, oh look, it's a Zeto and J crossover that happens to have Black RX monsters.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, nothing's really blocking these from all being in the same timeline.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't block anything at all. Really, it doesn't. Now, the irony is the
Super Sentai World is just every continuity problem the Versus movies has compounded times 5.
And then the next, Santa, imposter is actually Christmas Org. Or Kuramashi. Yeah, the one that when he pronounced Christmas, that's right. They didn't even pronounce Christmas right. It was like Kuramashishu, or like it was really bad, like romanization of Christmas, if I recall, how they spelt out his actual name.
God.
And like I forget what he looks like, even though I like always love Gal Ranger. Like, was he the one that looked like the Abominable Snowman as a court jester? That also would dress up as a reindeer?
Yes.
Okay. Because I remember he was the reindeer half. I just forget that he turns into a giant, like, abominable snowman that looks like a court jester with a spear. Which is kind of weird, because, like, I just remember it was like a one-off episode. Like it just felt like it was like, hey guys, we just felt like doing a Christmas episode. Here's a Christmas episode. Enjoy. And you're like, yay, no. Like, what were your thoughts on the whole Gal Ranger episode? Because I, for some reason, don't remember this Christmas episode that well.
I mean, it was an alright episode. As Christmas episodes go, unlike other Sentai shows that I've watched where the Christmas episode is the pivotal turning point of the plot, Car Ranger.
Oh, yeah, or Go-Onger.
Or Go-Onger or Kyoryuger.
Yeah.
The Gal Ranger one was just kind of fun Christmas episode.
Yeah, and then after that, what was it? We had freaking Abba Ranger. And ironically, the only thing I know about Abba Ranger from that fight, because I don't remember anything about Abba Ranger that I watched, 10 years ago, is the fact that, the only way that he was able to get his ass beat was using, technically, Abare Max. And that's all I can remember. I just remember Abare Max putting a hurting on him. That's all I remember. And I think that's all that you need to know. And that's the weird thing is, like, there is Christmas episodes that Sound Out says, but, like, some of these are just pivotal to the role, and, like, Christmas just seems to happen as it's happening. Because, like, for example, I'll give you a good example. Like, as the storyline is, like, wrapping up for Go-Go 5 and Time Ranger, it's, like, during, like, key pivotal parts of, like, the Power Rangers counterpart, Because if I recall correctly, for Time Rangers, it was when they fought the Z-Zord, which is actually Dracotron. And pretty much it's after they, I think, defeat him, they celebrate Christmas. But that's about it. It's like one of those things of, oh, we stopped the bad guy, let's go have our Christmas party. Let's go have some fun. Let's, go smoke crack. It's pretty much that. And nothing really goes right at you with Christmas, except for, like, a few episodes here and there. Like Go-Onger, where, out of nowhere, Eve just shows up, and she just is like, I'm in love with the red senshi. And then Boken Pink is like, thought be gone. And there's, like, this weird love triangle that forms in the entire episode that leads to fucking nothing.
Well, of course it does.
Exactly. Absolutely nothing. And then there's, the one episode of Geki Ranger I think I hate the most, which is, this episode where some random white kid hates Christmas, and so the Geki Rangers try to teach the kid why Christmas is awesome. And,
Good
like,
sir,
the
good
white
sir,
kid's like,
it is
screw all of you.
It is not some random white kid. He's clearly the son of a high-ranking Australian diplomat. Mm-hmm.
Isn't Australia just the only version of their diplomats is still just a bunch of prison guards?
Oh.
What, too soon? Too soon?
No, it's been a couple centuries. I think you're safe.
You're safe with... Okay, because I'm pretty sure all they are just prison guards. I thought that's what all their diplomats were.
Well, no, like I kind of agree with you. Like, that episode was kind of weird because random white kid... Well, obviously, like, later on, we kind of learn he's, like, the son of, like, a diplomat or something. But it's, like, random white kid running around Japan. We get to hear Miki bust out her kind of stilted English. But it makes sense. She would have to know it. She's, like, the head of a sportswear manufacturer, so yeah. And then for some reason he's paired with Ken, who ironically is the one of them that was actually born in America.
Yeah, and I find it funny because isn't in that episode they put on the one who's the gazelle, they put a Rudolph nose and like try to dress up his horns as antlers.
Yeah.
And they try to like turn him into a reindeer, and he's like, I hate all of you. Like, I viciously hate all of you. He's like,
a gazelle is not a reindeer, you idiots.
Yeah, like, they dress him up, and he's like, I don't want to do this. And, like, you're going to do this. And then there's just Char Aznable in the background going, I'm a bat. And everyone's like, yes, you are.
I'm Bat Lee.
I am Bat Lee. Don't fuck with me. And then I think we come to probably one of the best Christmas episodes ever until Koyuger. I'm going to be honest with you all. I'm pretty sure these are, like, the best Christmas episodes ever. Because we literally have it that a Santa Claus just shows up, and he's just like, hey, guys, I want to hang out with you guys. But then the cleaning minister shows up, and it's like, oh, shit, it's like the most happiest time on the year on this planet. I'm going to freaking make people think that these decorations are a part of the celebration, and then bomb their asses all to hell. And I'm like, that is super evil. That is some super evil terrorism shit right there. And it was, like, the greatest Christmas story ever, because it literally makes, Prissy Pants Mew jump into garbage to try to help Santa Claus get his magic bag back, because Mew loves Christmas. And also, at the same time, there's a strange bank robber / gunman who, obviously makes me question, how did he even get his gun in Japan? take up a kindergarten classroom as hostages in the first fucking place. Like, that shit was like a ludicrous thing that it makes me wonder, how did he get in there? How does he have a gun? Why are these kids in school, especially like on Christmas? And on top of that, like, what the hell's going on?
All very valid questions.
Like, anyone, I'm pretty sure me and Metal are, like, have you watched Go-Onger? So do you know what I'm talking about with this whole standoff where the like, I think it's green, black, and red have to fight the guy who robbed the bank and the guy who's holding them all as hostage, while literally no, it was blue, black, and red, while green and silver Mew had to go jumping into garbage to get the bag for Santa-chan.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they have that awesome, every mecha fight versus the cleaning minister, which then leads into the final confrontation with the other two main villains, which was Shuramatsura or whatever, Majin Buu minister, and then, Yogo Stein's black dad.
Pretty much you guys covered everything about the Go-Onger episode.
Pretty much. Shinkenger.
Yeah.
The Shinkenger one is funny because, like, they don't acknowledge Christmas until, like, the last minute of the episode. Like, it's like, hey, man, what's his face wants to, like, Akamaru wants to, like, turn the world into hell. And then, out of nowhere, Juzo gets his sword back, and then they celebrate Christmas, and everyone's like, this is good, right? Nothing bad can happen from this.
Well, now they are, very traditionally Japanese, so they probably don't celebrate Christmas. They celebrate the coming of annual gift man, from his fortress on the moon. But, yeah.
I remember that episode because I think it was like, oh yeah, that was the episode they adapted into Samurai where Antonio was whining about getting a Christmas tree.
Oh God, yeah, that was like the first Christmas special, I think, from Samurai.
Wait. No, I don't think they did adapt it like that. I think they changed.
No, it was the second Christmas special, I think.
Oh, I can't really remember.
Because I don't remember them using the Akamaru footage in the Christmas footage.
No, they didn't use it in the Christmas footage, but they took because the thing was in the original Shinkenger episode, the only one that celebrated Christmas was Genta. So
yeah.
They turned that into Antonio whining about Christmas trees for 10 minutes.
That's marvelous. That's actually marvelous when you think about it that way.
Marvelous.
And ironically, there was no Christmas special in Go-Sager. We go right to Go-Kaiger, which is nothing more than a Ken Gyoba Wankfest.
Hooray for Magi Mother.
Oh yeah, because wasn't that like the secret plot twist to the episode? Was like, oh yeah, let's just use Ken Gyoba's here. Let's just use Magi Mother. None of this makes sense. It's not supposed to.
It's Ken Gyoba and his pet, Panda. They're just, palling around doing shit.
I don't understand how that's a pet panda. That's obviously a furry.
We don't ask questions.
We said it was a pet panda. We didn't say it was an actual panda.
I know, but I think in the episode they make you think it's supposed to actually be a living panda when you obviously know it's a furry.
We really don't know what the hell Battle Kenya has been up to all these years. Maybe he's gone a little crazy. I don't know.
Maybe he's got a fetish that the other Obas don't want to talk about. The other personalities.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Gavin and Dingy Blue are kind of ashamed of him. So yeah.
All I remember is that there's a joke from last week's episode where we actually start wondering about how is he really from Kenya and other jokes.
I don't think he's from Kenya. I think he just trained in Kenya.
I know, that was an actual joke.
He was born in Kenya.
But that was an actual joke that me and Sound Out and Projekt talked about in the last week's episode where we were talking about Kenya and then I think me and Projekt could not really figure out where it was. Exactly where it was in Africa. I think we were saying the wrong countries that were bordering it.
I think the idea was that he was born in Kenya while his parents were on a research mission or something.
Yeah, he's supposed to be there as oh yeah.
I mean, which is less tragic than Kamen Rider Amazon being raised in the Amazon because a plane exploded and the only thing that survived was a small baby.
Yeah, okay, Tarzan. Keep smoking that crack, Tarzan. So what's even weirder though? I don't remember the Go Busters Christmas. Does anyone remember the Go Busters Christmas?
Did anybody watch Busters that far?
Did
not very.
Go Busters, yeah.
All I remember about it is Misaki Ayame in black Christmas outfit, and I'm like,
that's
yes.
what I remember. I just remember didn't she actually get up in a regular Christmas almost dress that
her and Escape and Enter were in black Christmas outfits, but hers was a like one of those like vaguely like sexy like Santa dresses.
Yeah,
So
the skimpy Santa's little helper dress.
yeah. Like it was black though, like Enters was black too. So yeah, that's all I really remember about it is because of Misaki Ayame. So yeah.
The only thing I remember about Koyuger is, the Universal World Tour. We're going on a Grand Line, Gaio, Gaio.
It was also a two-parter.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it was actually a really good two-parter.
Well, yeah,
they had to go around the world,
battles,
fight shit.
Yeah. Actually use all the mecha,
yeah, that was like,
including
I think
Topaspino.
that's like one of my favorite things, especially, because they had to go to New York, Hawaii, someplace else.
And we got to see Topaspino get used, which
is a rare thing that he got used more than once in the goddamn series. Like, what is he? Isn't he the most used movie exclusive mecha ever?
Yeah.
He's the most used, if I recall.
I know they usually try to use like the movie mecha at least like once. In the series, maybe twice if you're lucky. But yeah, Spino was probably the most used. I think.
He was the most used on screen because he had
He just became a regular part of the mecha after they got his battery back.
Yeah, because what was it? He appears at least in 4 episodes, and whereas the Shinken Maru, the Koi Origami.
I think he was in the Versus movie too.
Wait, was he in the Versus movie?
Because they had a shot with all the dinosaurs.
Wait, oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, no, he was in at least 2 movies, 3 to 4 episodes, and Koyu Origami only had 3 episode appearances in 1 movie.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, Koyu Origami had 3. Okay, Koyu Origami had 3 TV appearances.
Yeah.
2 movies. 2 movie 1 movie appearance in mecha form, actual full on grown mecha form, but 2 appearances actually using the form, and a hyper battle video. So technically, because he was also because Koryu Origami is also a form, its form was used more than its mecha was. That its
I was
mecha
gonna
mode
say
was.
yeah, because what was it? Go on Red used it that one time.
Yeah, so
Green used it, Gold used it, so yeah.
But like as I was saying though, it's as a form it was seen multiple times. As a mecha, it was only seen twice.
Mm-hmm.
Twice on screen on the series and once in the movie, so 3 times. Whereas Tobaspino, which is just a mecha, we got like 4 times full combinations, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting because that's a rare case, like to have a movie mecha be used more than once on screen. Because in Goseiger they only used Wonder once. In Tokyo,
Gosei Wonder only just shows
up once. In Tokyo, they used, I think, the Lion Nun.
Nope, they never used the Lion Mecha beyond the movie.
Yeah,
it had an appearance in the
Versus movie.
Yeah, it had an appearance in the Versus movie, but it didn't actually transform.
And then in Ninja, they used
that only appeared in V Cinemas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Go-Onger didn't. Yeah. No, it didn't really do. Yeah, it only had movie exclusives that didn't.
Yeah, Condor only showed up in the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, which is
ironic because when Go-Onger appeared in Return Special, but Cube Condor didn't make it back, I think.
Mm.
No, wait, Cube Condor did come back for the returns.
Oh, I still have to watch that one.
It's really good.
All right. And then I don't remember the Tokyo Christmas. I don't remember. Never watched Ninja Christmas, and Go-Onger Christmas was pretty alright. It's alright.
Mm-hmm.
Go-Onger's alright. So yeah, no. When it comes to like Christmases, it's pretty funny. It's pretty good. Like I think some of the Santa Imposter Monster episodes are interesting. Like I think it's better if you do more than 1 episode and actually do it correctly. Like I think Koyuger is the only one that used the Santa Monster as well as did the whole Christmas is a focal point of the series correctly at the same time, whereas other series are like, oh no, we're just gonna have like that true this is the the beginning of the storm, and now the next 5 episodes here on out are 0 to 60 every goddamn waking minute,
That was basically Car Ranger. Was that the actual plot of the Car Ranger Christmas episode is that Dapu wants to have Christmas with the Car Rangers, but the Car Rangers are like, screw you, little dude, we're going to go back to our families, and don't even think about how it affects him, and then he leaves and then gets kidnapped by the Bozak, and then they lose all their powers because he's been captured.
Because Dapu's garbage.
Yeah, but he also controls the mecha, so...
Yeah, that's like the stupidest thing ever. It's so fucking confusing. Hey man, at least it's not as bad as, people wondering what, VRV Master looks like without his suit on.
The answer is tall Dapu.
I kind of want to know, like, how would they design full-on adult Dapu? Because Dapu's supposed to be, like, what? Only, like, a young teen?
Dapu's a child that had his mother killed in front of him, and his father went missing, and then later became VRV Master.
Yeah, his dad became a suit.
Like, here's the thing,
Became a suit.
is that they show Dapu's father, and they show VRV Master, but they never show VRV Master without the helmet, because that would be too weird.
I would be, because, I mean, look at his goddamn huge frickin' head. It makes no sense how does it cram into that one fucking helmet. But, like, that's the funny thing, is, like, when it comes to Sentai, like, Sentai and Santa and Sentai, it's, like, the weirdest thing, because you have an island and a city. You have a different universe and a city. So it's like, they might as well just be one and the same. And then you have all these monsters that show up on occasion to just, screw around and do stuff. Or there's no Christmas special whatsoever, and they straight up are like, yeah, so we're going to do something really pivotal to the show since we only have, like, 7 episodes left, and it's going to be amazing. And usually it is. I mean, I've seen, the, like, Time Ranger one, and that's, like, one of my favorite, like, lead-ins to the finale. But it's like, man, you do that right at Christmas, as well as the one in Shinkenger. Like, those are my 2 easily remembered ones that are like, oh yeah, we barely talk about Christmas except maybe 3 times in the episodes. But the rest of it's all about darkness. No parents. Someone's gonna die. That's legitimately like what Christmas is sometimes, and it's hilarious too when you think about it that way.
Hey, always remember, the darkness, no parents, and death and destruction Christmas was best represented in Scheider. They crucified Santa Claus upside down, brainwashed a cult of children to go destroy cars.
The Christmas spirit.
You ever think that the reason that TaJa likes to destroy cars is because they really hate getting screwed by used car salesmen? Sound out? Oh my god, what if the used car salesman is the Sentai team you created episodes ago?
Oh god.
What if it is?
Oh god.
Oh,
no.
Sound out. Sound out. Remember that joke we said would stop after that episode? Well, it just came back.
Hi-oh.
Yes.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought
twist.
Your made-up Sentai team would come back episodes later?
There are new mascots for the series.
They probably should be. Oh my god, they're working with Lupin Rangers.
Yes.
It's a scam. The Lupin Rangers and them working together, selling fucking shitty used cars. So hey man, we got this great shit for you. Doesn't work. Oh god, why? Why did you make me think of this? This is your fault. This is all your fault. But yeah, no, like, with the whole sense of being with the whole Santa storyline, like, do you think Toei is going to ever explore the Santa Claus syndrome again? Because I feel like they kind of forgot it now. It feels like they don't remember anything that goes on in their own library of, offshoots.
Always remember that Super Sentai's head producer and showrunner is always credited under the same name, and yet the continuity seems to reset every year.
Yeah. So
how is it that it can reset and screw up every year, like, as if it's written by Toriyama?
I mean, at least Toriyama, works with the same characters.
Yeah, like, with stuff like this, they just like throwing in some kind of, Christmassy, romp each year. Then they kind of feel like, who needs to be consistent? It's Christmas. Nobody gives a shit.
Actually, it's more like, it's Sentai. We haven't worried about continuity in the last 41 years. Why start now?
Pretty much. It's like...
I mean, right now, since, Q Ranger's in an alternate universe, literally Santa World should show up and be like, man, this Earth is dark. Who made it this dank?
Actually, it'd be kind of amazing if the Q Rangers are in space, just fighting Don Armageddon or something, and then suddenly Santa shows up on Earth and it's just like, why is everyone dead? And then just leaves, and that's the whole Christmas connection.
That'd be pretty funny. It'd be a funnier thing. You find out that the verses with Go-Onger actually is their Christmas episode. So it's like the portal opens up again to the main Sentai continuity Earth, and out of nowhere, like, oh my god, the episode's like just literally Amage gets to that world and he's like, I'm gonna ruin Christmas, and like Santa like just shows up, but the thing is that this time Santa has to be played by goddamn Piano Man.
Yeah, he hasn't played Santa yet, so.
Yeah, he needs to be Santa. I mean, he's been in almost every tokusatsu we've ever freaking seen. Godzilla, done it. Kamen Rider, done it. Super Sentai, done it. Ultraman, done it. Like, I'm pretty sure he hasn't been in Garo.
We should probably check on that.
We probably should. Because he probably
I'm gonna
was
look that up right now.
Hey, remember when I found out that
Away.
freaking Ryubei Sonozaki was actually in the original Ultraman series before he was actually a named actor? He was just extra guy driving a truck.
Hilarious.
Remember that metal when I went and looked at
Always
the
remember the
filmography?
conductor from Tokyo was in Go-Ranger.
Wait, conductor.
The conductor from Tokyo.
The guy who shouts Imagination.
Yes.
When was he in Go Ranger?
Episode 54, he was a truck driver.
Jesus Christ. That's the same thing that happened with freaking the guy who played Ryubei. He was a truck driver.
Yep.
You always start with a truck driver. And Kamen Rider Wiki, you're useless because you have a whole page for the Piano Man, yet you don't list the actor's name.
Isn't that just irony? Isn't that just some fucking irony?
It is.
Now I'm gonna have to go look up Shin Godzilla because he shows up in the filmography for Shin Godzilla, and he only had 2 lines.
I found it in the film in the cast listing for the episode.
Oh, you found it? All right. We're doing research.
Research.
No, seriously though, we're actually doing research, which is astonishing because we
Let's
barely
see.
ever do it.
For Kamen Rider alone, he's been in Nagito Blade, Den-O, Decade, Double Returns, Wizard, and X-Aid. And then for Sentai, he's been in Aba Ranger and Gao Ranger. Okay, we're continuing here.
He's an Ultraman Orb, so I know that for a fact.
Yeah, he's an Ultraman Orange, Shin Godzilla. I'm looking through his IMDb. He's been in a lot of things. Like, a lot of things. Yeah, I'm only in 2012, and I've been scrolling for a while.
Well, this is going to take all night, guys. We'll get back to you as Sandow keeps scrolling. So, since we're, kind of, a little under the mark that we need for an episode, let's just actually do that other discussion that I was talking about early on. What is
Oh my god, he was Shibumi in Digimon Tamers.
Shibumi?
Yes, Shibumi.
No! Wait, Shibumi as in the guy that was, like, in a coma that magically wakes up halfway through the series?
Uh-huh.
The one who made Grawny?
Uh-huh.
No! Sound out. You need to text Darkon right now so he loses his mind.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm doing that right now.
Okay, anyway, so let's start talking about, actual freaking winter fights. So, does anyone have one that they'd like to talk about? Anyone? Because I have a few that people might remember, people might not know of, and people might not care about.
I only remember a couple, so...
So what ones do you remember? And let's see if those are ones that I have.
There is... the thing is, like the couple I remember aren't Sentai, so...
No, it doesn't have to be Sentai. It can just be in Tokusatsu.
I was gonna say, because two I remember is one from Blade with Hajime.
Isn't that, like, in the first 3 episodes, there was, like,
yeah,
couple of
he,
snow
like,
fights?
turned into Callus, and he fought, like...
Yeah, in his
one
debut.
dead
Like, in his debut,
snow.
he, like, shows up on his motorcycle and just, like, fucking pile
Yeah.
drives a guy. And then there's a...
Yeah, and it was,
and
like,
then there's
snowing.
and then there's, like, a later episode, again, when they go to, what is it, a skiing lodge to fight one of the
Yeah.
undeads. And they
The
use
only
the
other
basic
one I
ass
really
bridge.
remember is the final battle of Kuga against
Yeah,
Daruva.
that's, like, everyone's favorite, I think, snow battle in Kamen
those
Rider.
are like
that's
the only
probably
two
the one that's the best.
yeah. Those
Like,
are
there
the only
was-
two I really remember.
Like, there was
so.
a few snow fights, if I recall,
Yeah.
in Den-O, as well as in Blade. But I only
Blade was the one I was going to say.
Yeah, like Blade, the few snow fights in Blade, Kuga's finale, and like I think the one or two in Den-O are like the ones I usually remember the most. And I don't remember if, like, say Ryuki had one. I don't remember if I think Hibiki had one, but I don't remember like the dexterity of if it was a rememberable fight.
Mhm.
Like Soundout probably has a clearer memory when it comes to like Rider.
Well, for Rider shows I actually watched.
Oh, that means you didn't watch Hibiki.
I didn't watch Ibiki.
Well, that's at least one good thing we can say you've done. Not watch Hibiki.
I've not watched anything. I've seen bits and pieces of Ryuki, Faiz, and Blade, and I've seen Den-O Onward minus Ghost, but I haven't seen anything Ryuki through Kabuto. I haven't finished any of those shows.
Now, here's the funny thing. When it comes to snow fights that I can actually remember, these might be a little crazy because it's just effed up how I can remember it. And this is discounting the Gotan Jutsu fight. These are the ones that I can remember. First one that I can actually remember is from, I want to say, Kaku Ranger, when they fought the centipede football monster, that yokai. The other one is, I think, when they actually fight Daimo's sister towards the finale, since the Christmas episode came up like right around that time. The other episodes that I can also recall are actually from Mega Ranger with Neji Blue, because he, like, you know, turns everything like almost like absolute zero-ish. One of the opening fights of Ginga Man actually take place in the snow. What happened was, early on during filming, I think there was a blizzard that happened, so they wrote it into the series that this monster sucks away heat from the atmosphere, which caused like a mini ice age to happen.
Yeah, they did that in Lost Galaxy too.
Okay, so they wrote in that I didn't remember if they used that footage in Lost Galaxy for some reason, but that's allegedly what I heard was the source of that episode, was that originally that wasn't supposed to be his ability, but because a blizzard hit, they just changed the script.
You know, it's one of my favorite snow fights.
What?
There's a mecha fight that takes place in the snow in 5-Man.
Okay, well, yeah, there's actually, you ever notice, though, like, there's a lot of mecha fights that happen in the snow, but the episode doesn't pertain to any snow whatsoever?
Because it's really easy to snow the mecha set.
I know, which is funny because, what is it, they did it a few times in, like, 2 times, I think, in Go-Go 5, and then they did...
Live Man did it a couple times, too.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, there was another one more recently. Oh, yeah, when they first used, what is it, the Boken drill, the Go-Go drill. That was a good episode. I really liked that one. I really thought it was good. And ironically, it's one of the better episodes of Operation Overdrive, when they first debuted the drill.
Didn't Ninja Storm have an episode where they were stuck in the snow?
I think...
Oh, yeah, no. It's because the weather was changing because of the mysterious island that popped up during Return of Thunder.
Yeah.
So, like, regular people were dealing with cold, but the Rangers weren't, so...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if I recall, all the snow that occurs in Dino Thunder was using it as a dream episode. So they got away with actually using real snow. They just used Sentai footage to abuse the snow.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what the other stuff was. There's a few other things that had occurred. But, like, I remember a lot of the times they realized to just use the mecha fight rather than the actual straight-on, you know, series to have them go up in the snow. Like, I feel like the more we go towards early Sentai, there probably is more because of the whole experimental theory, like we said with Showa. But I really feel like when it comes to snow in Toku, it's really like a give and take, because I think I've heard a story that the issue with snow is the fact of, like, the glare that you get because of how bright the actual snow is for the reflection of the white balance. It really makes it hard to just film in general.
That kind of makes sense, yeah. Like, they're pretty much only stuck with, well, all the filming locations we picked out are covered in snow.
Yeah, and I think they only choose snow as, like, a last bit of, like, a reason, like, oh, well, we will literally try to find an area that isn't covered in snow. That's why most of the winter episodes, they try to shoot them way before, like, any snowfall hits or whatever. Or try to shoot it in areas where the snow isn't as thick, so they can be like, oh, yeah, it's just the beginning of springtime here, even though we're, like, airing these episodes in maybe late February, or we're airing episodes in November or December, because we already filmed 2 months in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Because what is it? Since, I want to say, the late 80s or early 90s, they did that whole thing of, instead of being done a month and a half before the show ends, they're now, like, actually 2 months done, like, full-on 2 to 3 months done before the actual series actually ends, whereas back in the day it was only, oh yeah, we're gonna finish filming and editing within a month before our last 4 episodes air, or some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
Like, they actually had a bigger gap, if I recall, up until, like, the 90s. Because I remember someone said that there was an issue one time running in from one 80 season to another 80 season, and then that never happened again until, like, I think 5-Man into Jetman. There was, like, a issue where, like, they had to, like, back-to-back do the filming. Like, they didn't even get, like, a few weeks off. The crew literally went right from 5-Man right into Jetman.
Yeah, that's what happened, because they had a production delay during 5-Man.
Yeah, and the only reason I think I remember hearing that story was that's how originally, what was it, when they sat down the cast for actual Jetman to say to him, hey, you guys might be the last Sentai ever, and they were like, what? Because I remember that was like in the interview with, what was it, Guyuki's actor, he was like sitting there and he was like, wait, what? They're like, oh yeah, we're probably pulling the plug on this series, so have fun! And they're just like, what? Which is kind of ironic, you know, that was the one that stayed with Toei the longest through the 90s. So like, oh hey, that one's the only one that survived. But found out any word yet on the actual filmography, or did you stop looking?
I read through every title, and he's not been in Garo.
So, has he been in Metal Hero then?
No, because he wasn't doing Toku stuff prior to his appearance in Gao Ranger.
Interesting. So we need to get him into one of the next Gavin movies.
He'll probably pop up in a Space Squad since he's very Toei connected, which is probably why he'll never appear in Garo.
Maybe that's why, but I mean, like, guys that appeared in Garo have appeared in Toei stuff.
Yeah, and then but the thing is, like, you know, Decade's actor is not like a Toei company man. Now, Gokai Silver's actor, yeah, he's a Toei company man.
Decade isn't straight on a Toei company man, but he'll still come back, which is funny.
Right, and then like Gokai Silver is a Toei company man, but he also does other things. Like Garo.
Yeah, like that's the thing with Decade, because like he still, like, what was it? They had already done Garo, and they asked him to come back for, what was it, that first episode of Gaim, and he came back anyways.
I think that Piano Man would be a great horror in Garo. If we ever get another live-action Garo series. He also could pop up in one of the animes as a voice.
That's true. I mean, he has voiced, you know, a pivotal character in Digimon Tamers for once, which is astonishing.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, though, like, I think that we named most of the snow fights that we can think of.
Yeah.
Basically.
Pretty much, because, like, most of the snow fights are cheated out as them, you know, just using the mecha battle rather than the actual monster battle, which is kind of rare. Like, I have a feeling when I go No, because you would have said it if there was an actual snow fight in O-Ranger. Because you would think with all the dynamic scenery settings they've done for the fights in O-Ranger, there probably had to have been a snow fight.
Yeah, there wasn't, though.
You know what would have been a funny thing in Car Ranger? If there was a snow battle in Car Ranger, and when they were about to do the finishing attack, they hit black ice and slip and miss.
That would have been good.
Just think about it. Black ice, the thing that fucks everyone over.
Especially cars.
Exactly. Or that one time I was at my school and I fucked up that G Gundam DVD case I told you about.
Oh, yeah. I think snow fights are cool. Next week's podcast, we'll talk about underwater fights.
We're actually not talking about underwater fights, but we are talking about, you know, the Kamen Rider Movie Wars. Because Movie Wars, they're going to come out
the
soon.
best
Most
movies
of them
ever.
suck, and there's only a couple good ones.
Yeah, which means, for once, you're going to hear us talking shit about something for, like, a majority of the episode, rather than episodes where the tangents are us talking shit about stuff. Nevertheless, though, that's usually what used to happen, though, with me and Mucho, where we talk shit about stuff, but then half the other barely half the other time was good stuff. Whereas this time, we've been talking about good stuff, then transitioning to shit stuff.
Basically.
So, just
Yeah.
don't start me on anime. Just don't start me again on anime art styles, and I think we will be good to go to stay in our time limits.
Exactly. I mean,
Excellent.
we're about only maybe over or under an hour. I can't really tell. I haven't looked at the time, and I don't want to, just because always when I say about how I have to edit later, I'm either still over my limit of where I say I'll get us down to, or under the limit of what I said I'd get us down to. So I'd never like playing the gambit of, hey, let's do the wheelchair drinking game of what did I get right and what did I get wrong. So, before we wrap up and say how you can contact us on social media and whatnot, let's do a little thing that we used to do back in the day of that older podcast that we used to have where we talk about stuff that's coming in or orders we're waiting for. Who would like to go first?
I'll go because I'm stressing about how to actually pay for my stuff.
Aren't we all?
Let's see. Ami ended up delaying, well, companies ended up delaying several items this year. And all of the figures I ordered that were scheduled to come out between September and November, most of them got delayed into November. So I have a massive Ami box in the way with like 3 Figmas and a couple figure arts and a transforming War Greymon and stuff like that. So, and I have the Gundam Wing Ultra Edition Blu-ray set too, which I'm kind of waiting for that shoe to drop. Like I'm just checking the Right Stuff and Nozomi Twitter accounts every day to make sure they're not posting to say it's in, because I just need to know when to slip the money into the bank for that. Really excited for that. I'm not a huge Wing fan, but the stuff that's included in there is pretty sweet, and that's going to be some cool collectibles to have.
All right, VisibleNinja, what are items and orders you're waiting for to be fulfilled or arrive?
Well, I'm still waiting on my Ami order that has my reversible Gundam and my Mini Pla Orion Battler, because hopefully that gets here soon, since I've been waiting like well over a month now, which, you know. I got the high grade Cherubim Saga also coming in too, which is, you know, all kinds of great. Gotta, you know, find some way to, you know, pull $35 out of my ass for that by Saturday, but I'm sure I'll do it. Other than that, like not a whole lot. I do have the Monster Arts Monster Planet Godzilla pre-ordered next month, so that's going to be all kinds of fun and also expensive as shit. But you know what? I'll make it work.
All right. So for me, ironically, I would have thought that my Ami order would not arrive like for once in the old school amount of time, which is anywhere between 14 days to like 18 days, rather than where in more of the recent years and recent times it always took 24 days to almost 30 days entirely. So like my Orion Battler arrived early, my Figuarts, what do you call it? Figuarts Dan Moriboshi arrived early. My freaking Takara Legends Trigger Happy arrived early. However, I think me and Sound Out have it right now. Do we have Trigger Happy, both of us, or no?
My Ami order's somewhere lost at sea, so I don't have my Trigger Happy or my Amazon Neo.
Okay, so I'm the only one who has Trigger Happy out now, right now, out of the 3 of us, and I don't mean Metal, I mean actually Darkon out of the...
Darkon got his today.
Okay, he did get his today. Okay, so, I don't know, I haven't talked to him yet about Trigger Happy, and he hasn't responded to me yet, so I didn't know he had it about it. We were more or less talking about movies and shit. So, for people who are Transformers fans who don't have this Trigger Happy and may be considering getting it, the overall mold of Trigger Happy is good due to the fact that it's a, you know, joint project with Hasbro and Takara. The paint job is really good and really swell. It really brings out the best of Trigger Happy and adds a lot of, like, minute details that the figure kind of really needed for its American release. However, the Target Master for Trigger Happy, I'm not too happy with. Ironically enough, you know, with the name like Trigger Happy. Reason I don't like it is because of the clear plastic and the way that it actually assembles and pegs into itself. It's not like the other ones where they just flip and fold over the barrels. You have to actually, like, plug the barrel and feet into each other to form the gun. And they just don't really lock in too well. They made the areas of the clear plastic where you plug the feet in a little too small, so you can end up cracking and breaking your own freaking Target Master. It's the only thing I hate really about the gun, is that it just doesn't stay together as a gun.
Yeah, the Target Masters for Takara have been 50-50 so far.
I mean, like, the ones I've gotten from, you know, the Autobots are good, you know, from Hot Rod and Cup were good. I just don't like Trigger Happy so far. So, I mean, it's a 2-to-1, so if I end up getting, what is it, Double Cross with Haywire, or when I get the other Decepticons in, I'll know what was the ratio. Was it, you know, 3 to 3, or was it 4 to 3, or was it 3 to 2, depending on which ones I end up getting. Because I'm really contemplating on getting Haywire, not because I want it for Blur necessarily, but I just want to, like, have the mold for, you know, its, you know, individuality and, you know, originality, I guess. Because I doubt we're going to get them released in America.
Yeah, we're not going to get the Target Masters released in America, I don't think. They're kind of moving on
Yeah.
as it is. And for me,
Like, I really would like to have them, though. I really would like to have a release for them in America, even if it had to be through, like, a BBTS exclusive.
yeah, it's just, I don't know if it'll actually happen, though, because. And the thing is, too, I'm kind of mad that TaKara, like, went all in on Target Masters and then just kind of gave up. Because, like, we got Target Masters for Hot Rod Cup, Trigger Happy, Misfire, Slug Slinger, and then Double Cross came with Blur's Target Master. But we still don't have Fracas for Scourge. And the next few Target Master releases are, like, other characters coming with, like, main Autobot Target Masters partners. So, like, Windblade comes with, like, I think Crosshair's his partner. So it's like, well, okay, so you went halfway into this.
Here's the thing that I think.
Really buy another figure for a Target Master.
This is what I think is what screwed it up, and I'm going to say this right now. The thing that really I think screwed it up was the fact that before I think TaKara like clued into the fact that, oh shit, we're making all of the Target Masters in the Legends / Titans Return line, they had already just known that it was going to be Scourge and Blur, so they thought, oh, why not not make them? And then when they found out that they were making like all the figures that had Target Masters, it was like, well, it's already too late to, reissue these figures with the proper Target Masters now, since they got like the full release and product information like confirmed through like both offices saying, oh, we're going to release this character, we're going to release this character. So we have to share the mold kind of bullshit. I think that's what kind of effed them.
Yeah, I think that they, like, when Scourge and Blur happened, they're like, oh, they're not making the other Target Masters. And then, like, Scourge and Blur could also be sold without being Target Masters.
Yeah, because that's how they originally were sold in the original toy line, too. So it was like...
Right.
They can always maybe sell a reprint later on, but, like...
But I don't think they're going to do that
because they're
already kind of in hot water financially. They do not need to be reissuing figures.
And the funny thing is, the thing that hurt TaKara was...
But the thing is, too, they reissue Blurred and Scourge.
Yeah, that's kind of funny, too.
Like, but without Target Masters, so they're the straight re-releases, but I think they just don't want to screw people over at this point.
Like, I think what really kind of screwed them up financially, though, is, if I recall correctly, what fucks them up financially sometimes is adapting American like cartoons over to them, and then it hurts their wallets.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, I think because we've noticed Japan, there's a high market for the Generations figures than there is anything new. Where in America, it's like 50-50, 60-40, depending on the year.
For us, it's mostly Generations is what sells. RID doesn't sell that well.
Well, no, I'm saying, like, because if you can compare, like, how Generations has been running throughout the last couple of years through its various different, predecessors and alterations, they were getting over in America, but they weren't always getting the true attention of the fans.
Yeah.
Till like more recently, I think Generation, like when they rebranded under one working title, which was Generations, is really when Classics, the one that created the acronym Chuck.
The Neo Classics style finally kicked in, I think, with Generations, and then it really solidified as being the main Transformers line.
Exactly. But I'm saying, at that point, it was already solid in Japan, whereas in America, it wasn't. And now
it wasn't really solid in Japan either. It was really loose.
Well, it's
because
weird.
It went from Henkei to United, then to Legends. Then once Legends solidified as being the line, and then Generation solidified as being the American line.
Yeah. Like I think when they finally solidified the titles, it's what really helped that brand. But at that point, damage has already been done on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
But the other order I've been waiting for, other than that even though we kind of went off on a little tangent, but I just wanted to address the issue with the Target Masters for our listeners, since there are quite a bit of Transformers fans that actually do listen to us, that know us for being Transformers collectors, so I might as well bring off that tangent. I actually finally did get an Ultra Zero Eye Neo, which ironically I was going to get at CS Toys Japan, however I got it through AmiAmi because... the reason I just got it through AmiAmi was I kind of wanted to get a few extra rewards points, and when it comes to CS Toys Japan, I haven't shopped with them in like at least a year, like actually like bought an order where like getting points would be beneficiary, whereas at least with Mr. S, other items outside of the Zero Eye Neo, he still has like a few of the capsule sets I actually missed out as well as the Gashapon releases. And since he was like, oh yeah, we're gonna do a 30% off all capsule toys, and after like what is it? Every time he gets in a new capsule toy, he like drops the price of the older capsules down to like $2. So now that there's like $3 or $2, so now that he has a sale on those, they dropped even down to like $1, $2. So it's like, oh, I can now pick up other kaiju I like just so I can have additional sounds, even though they might not make combinations. So I'm gonna pick up that sale this week during his Ultraman Geed sale that I helped him price out and choose. And so I got like a Zero Nia coming from Ami Ami. In a couple of days, I'll have, coming from Mr. S, like 2 capsule sets, a couple of Gashapon capsules, and picking up something for Darkon because shipping from CS Toys is a little weird. Just a little bit weirder than it is shopping at, like, say, your other retailers like Ami Ami and Hobby Link Japan. But it kind of makes sense, like, the way that it changes for Mr. S is due to where he is locally. But then there's also the thing of you have to add in like a little bit of a surplus charge per item kind of thing. It's one of those things about business and location that makes his shipping a little bit higher than the others, because I recently checked that if I was to buy a Zero Eye Neo from him, it's the same price as getting it from Ami Ami for once. But if I add anything to the item, to the order, it raises like $5 more than it does when I add, say, an item to the Zero Eye Neo. For his, it raises. For Ami Ami it doesn't. I think it's also a business contract with the local business bureau with mail and shippings or something.
Yeah, I think like Ami Ami and HLJ and that have like contracts with the shipping services.
Yeah, exactly. Like they have a better deal where at least like they don't have to charge per like a little extra per item. Or they don't charge,
like they basically have like,
or they don't actually,
shipping.
or when it comes to certain reasons as why a little bit of the percentage of your shipping goes up is also to actually pay the staff at CS Toys, because CS Toys is still a mom and pop store that is run by him, his wife, a friend of theirs, and like 2 of Mr. S's like former students.
Yeah, they're like a smaller company.
So another reason is like the fee is also to pay their workers to package the shit. So yeah, I think that's all I have coming towards me in the next couple of weeks. Besides that, I'm pretty sure like my December order won't stock until like the 28th or 29th. Because what is it? The December schedule is already sort of out, and we know what is it?
It's not out yet.
Oh, it's not out yet? Because someone told me that Ichigo and Hongo aren't expected out to like the last week or the second to last.
Yeah, they're gonna be post Christmas
of like the Christmas week. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a December order because my November order kind of killed my spirit for pre-ordering anything.
My December order made me like really regret all the shit I ordered. Like I was like, oh, I'm just gonna get. Originally, I was like, I'm just gonna get freaking Hongo, and I'll get Orb, Spatium, Zaperion. But then I think Sound Out, it was you and Projekt. You were both like, Will, you need to get an Ichigo. You don't have an Ichigo. You should get this Ichigo, Will. It's the best. And I was like, fuck both of you. And then I went and pre-ordered it.
I probably would have pre-ordered Hongo and Ichigo, but yeah. My Ami Ami order for November has Figma Kyoku Tsunagi, Figma Iori Yagami, Figma Metroid Prime 3 Samus.
Yeah, you're torturing yourself.
Digivolving Spirits War Greymon. See Misfire and Double Cross.
Oh, wait. You guys want to hear another bullshit of why my spending for this month and next month is going to be crazy? My order for Dangerous Zombie. Okay, this is the funny thing. My order for Dangerous Zombie, the guy I ordered it with still hasn't had it shipped to his house yet. So for people listening, since he didn't ship it to his house yet, he's not making me charge him. So since it came out in, last week of October, right? It's now almost middle of November. It'll be like the middle of November, we're at the end of November. So he still hasn't gotten it to his house yet. Then he's going to send it to me. So I'm going to end up paying for this the end of November into December. On top of that, I still have, like I said, the order from Ami Ami that I just placed, the order from CS Toys, as well as me and my dad are probably going out to go to my local store, since I've went through, Brick Seek and all the other Seek stores using the the DCPI and the other type of number to locate Power of the Primes, and it says both my stores have it, so I'm going to try to get me a Slug and Swoop and Metal Hawk. Like, those are the only 3 I want. Like, I would buy out the entire wave if I could, but I heard that the Target sale that they had on Transformers is over, so I was like, fuck all of you. But nevertheless, though, we can wrap up our show now because, you know, we had a fun time. We talked about the shit we got. There's nothing else we're getting, and there's nothing else we're expecting. And so, as usual, Visible Ninja, lead us off on how people can contact you, since usually me and Soundout's contacts are actually in the video descriptions.
Well, you can catch me on Twitter at VisibleNinja1. I'm also on Instagram, VisibleNinja0. On YouTube at, well, Visible Ninja. Surprise, surprise. And I'm on Twitch at VisibleNinjaEX.
All right, quick one rundown, Soundout. Give the people the flashback, unless they want to go read the description.
Let's see. I am. I'm on Twitter at Soundout12. I'm on YouTube, also Soundout12, where I do toy reviews and my recently resurrected series Model Kit Monday, which is super exciting because I've wanted to get back to that for a while, and I got some format changes. So if you're interested in Gunpla kits, check out Model Kit Monday. If you're interested in other things like Toku, Marvel Legends, and other random stuff, check out my other show, which is Soundout Review. That's pretty much all I do there. So there's that.
All right, I am TaJa_Doyle on Instagram, but on pretty much YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, I am Wheelchair21. The only reason I am just TaJa_Doyle on Instagram is because some asshole who doesn't even use Instagram allegedly had the name since the beginning of Instagram, which is astonishing. And, like, Instagram won't just kill his account, even though he hasn't used it in goddamn, like, ever. So I just use my freaking code name as a writer, which is, you know, TaJa Doyle for my Instagram handle. As well as, you know, the usual stuff for Hero Club is at Hero Club for Life over various social media accounts of how to contact us. As well as we have Rabbit streams. It's rab.it if you do not know the website. We do it every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so on and so forth. I will not report what, you know, airing schedule we're doing on these episodes due to the fact that some parts of these episodes are on tape delay and, you know, interspliced accordingly to fit our schedule. Nevertheless, we'll see you all next week where we'll do the Kamen Rider versus series discussion featuring yours truly, as well as Soundout12, and our guest Darkon633 next time. And eventually, me and Soundout, after you heard our little discussion about Transformers, we're going to try to coerce Darkon into helping us finally do the rebirth of a... Well, I wouldn't say the rebirth, since we never actually got it aired on the broadcasting stream that it was supposed to be on, but a rebirth to our unaired pilot, Unichronicles. Nevertheless, we'll see you all next time with episode 33.
Hey, it's Wheelchair21, and thanks again for listening to an all-new episode of Los Ingobernables de Tokusatsu. If you want to hear more content or see more content from the Hero Club YouTube channel, we're going to need you to subscribe, like, comment with some feedback, and share this channel with a friend. We also would like you to check out our website, hero-club.com, and follow us on various social media outlets just by looking up Hero Club for Life, as well as the stores you see are where we shop. Anyways, thanks again, and we'll see you all next time.